Hey guys, it's Uncle Jonna here, and welcome to Supermarket Sunday, the place and the day where we voyage through the world of supermarket bought beer. And is it any good, to be honest? Well, this week we've been to somewhere a bit more upper class, or they like to think so anyway, judging from the people that are there. We went to Waitrose, and we got Waitrose Bavarian Dunkel Weissbier. Yeah, and it's 5%, and it says on the back it's a German dark wheat beer brewed at Acro Brau Brewery in Bavaria, where they've brewed beers for over 450 years. We're using Hallertau hops and pure mountain spring from the Bavarian forest. So it's spring water and Hallertau hops. Nice, actually, quite a nice one. It says mellow malty with hints of chocolate. So Bavarian obviously means it's from near Munich, which is good. But if you ever go to Bavaria, it's a place where they love beer. That's all I can say. And it's a Dunkel, so it's quite a dark beer, an old dark beer. And it's wheat, which is unusual for Germany. But they use wheat malt. So they kind of, well, they shouldn't really be using wheat at all if they're following the German purity laws. But the beers have started doing them, especially down in Bavaria, because they do their own shit down there. Down south, oh, nice hiss on that bad boy. I'm using my naked lady as well. Cheers, a zip. Ooh, very nice. Right, let's get it in a glass. Unfortunately, I just cleaned this glass and it isn't exactly 100% clean, but never mind. Ooh, should have gone a bit more conservative on the pour, because look at that bad boy. That is going to be super king head. And this beer, believe it or not, has been chilling in the old fridge for a couple of days, so it's super nice and cold. So I don't know why it's got that big head on it. Maybe that is just the Bavarian style. Bit murky because it is a Weissbier or a wheat beer, and that head has got some large bubbles in there, so it's going to disappear. But anyway, I better get stuck into this beer. Got quite a nice carbonation on there. Obviously, from a head like that, look, it's 1, 2, probably a 3-finger head, 3-finger action. Now, interesting, this beer, because we're getting that kind of dark malty aroma, but we're also getting that yeast. And the Weissbier yeast has its own character. So Belgian beers, they have their own character, and the Bavarian Weissbiers, they have their own different character that comes from the yeast. It's hard to explain, but you know when you're smelling a Weissbier, you know what you're going to expect. It's got that unique taste. Right, let's get cracking. Up front we've got, doesn't taste that dark, to be honest. I'm not getting that chocolate that they said, but it's definitely a sweet kind of malty taste, which is nice. I quite like a malt profile in my beers. A lot of people have these outrageously hopped beers, and there's nothing wrong with that style, but personally I like a balance of the malt and the hops. So someone really goes over the top. You know, some of these IPAs are ridiculously hoppy. You can't taste the malts. And to be honest, they probably haven't even thought about the malts. You're probably getting pale and maybe some crystal or something, but that's about it. With this, they have definitely thought about the malt profile. And look at that, it isn't that dark. So they're going to be using some pale ales, obviously. But there's going to be something else in there. Munich malt, maybe chocolate malt too. Very interesting. Secondly, we're getting that Hallertauer bitter sort of lager taste, which is quite interesting coming from a darker style beer, but that's what the German beers do. They mix it up quite a lot, and there's loads of different styles. Don't think that, hey, because we're British, we know everything about beer. The Germans, oh dear, quite well carbonated. I always say that, but I always seem to belch. The Germans know how to make different beers. It's not all about German death lager by any means. Dunkels especially, and I like a good Dunkel. Very, very nice style. Dunkel Weissbier, something different. That aroma of the Weissbier is still there though, and it's a little bit in the taste too. So up front we've got sweetness of the malt into straight away a bit of carbonation followed by bitterness from the hops. And the taste is like a lager bitterness from the Hallertauer. Quite smooth though. And then we've got the yeast, the kind of spiciness and the, what do they call it? It's like a coriander kind of spicy curry kind of taste. And it's coming from the yeast. They haven't added anything into this beer. All in all, this is a very nice beer. Because it's Waitrose, it was a little bit more expensive. £2, £2 something, £2.50 say for example for a bottle. Worth the difference? Well, if you want to try something slightly different, your styles of beer, Bavarian Dunkel Weissbier, what more can I say? It's very, very different to the stuff we usually have in the UK. Is it to your taste? Is it to my taste? Well, I'm not going to drink this all the time, but yeah, there's definitely a place in the world for Dunkel Weissbier. Guys, enjoy your Sunday, and whatever it brings you, and we'll see you real soon for another beer review. Take care, guys. Ja, Dunkel Weissbier ist gut. Ist gut, ja.